What's up everybody, VB here bringing you some Gotham City Impostors gameplay, and yeah, Ireland was really good, thanks for asking. It's a shame I can't remember much past the reception. It's all one big blurry headache. Well, in a swift distraction from the inevitable shame of drunken dancing photos of oneself slowly emerging on Facebook, it's time to cover the topics in this week's video. And those topics, as you can guess, would be the community challenges, which are actually being recycled now, which is good, not lazy, as some people seem to think on the forums. In addition to this, and also taking notes from last week's video done graciously by Red, I'm going to be running through my loadout, so you can learn a bit more about what I run with to help me with the community challenges. You can take the class away, try it yourself, and also you can give me some feedback, see what changes you would make to see if we can make the class a little bit better. And finally, we're going to be talking about me. Wow, hello ego trip. No, not like that. It's more like, between Red posting the video last week for me, and to this day, a lot of stuff's happened that's really opened my eyes, so I'm just going to have a bit of a natter about that. But before all that, just to let you know that in the background there is a game of TDM being played on Arkham Asylum, with me running with the Bear Stalker for this week's community challenges. Speaking of which, let's press on and discuss those in more detail. Right, before we kick things off, it's very important that you know two things, okay? First thing, the challenges this week all share the same deadline. That's the 21st of September, so this Friday coming up. The second thing, and perhaps the most important thing you need to know, is with regards to the camo and the calling card, in that if you've already got them, you're not going to get anything the second time round, okay? So if you got, say, the calling card the first time it came out, don't bother trying to go for the challenge this week, because you're not going to get anything more for it. Just let it go. Yes, I know, it's like a carry bag in the wind, it'll sit there taunting you, but there's nothing you can do about it, okay? So kicking things off, we've got a gameplay challenge, and that's a helping hand. It's a repeatable challenge, and if you rack up 30 kill assists, you're going to get 6,000 XP and 15 costume coins. In addition to this, there's also a challenge set by someone on the community forums. Now that person was Fina, and it's a repeatable challenge. It's called Bear Season, and if you bring down 25 mighties with the Bear Stalker, so the hunting bow, you're going to get 10,000 XP. And people, there is no greater feeling of satisfaction than taking down a gliding mighty with the Bear Stalker. Oh, it's such a good feeling. There's been times it's happened and I've done like a little happy jig in my chair. Awkward dance moves aside, time to let you know about the calling card, which this week looks like this, and you get that by dishing out 72,000 points of damage to enemies. While we're on the topic of unlockables, now's a better time than any to talk about the camo available this week. Now the Snowflake camo is available for the Partisan, and if you kill 200 foes with the Partisan, you're going to bag yourself that paint job, and the Kitty paint job is available for the Bear Stalker. How convenient, since we're already using it for another community challenge. But anyway, if you kill 500 foes with the Bear Stalker, you're going to bag yourself the Kitty camo. Point of query though, if you're going to run around with pink kitty cats on your hunting bow, surely that sort of defeats the object of being hidden away and discreet. I mean, it's like trying to earn gold camo. I mean, what madman, what lunatic, what kind of fool would actually strive to earn bright shiny gold camo for a discreet hunting bow? Now what I realised from last week's video, which Red did for me, was when it came to my tips and tricks with regards to the challenges, they were alright, but it was very nitpicky. It was only certain bits of information, whereas last week Red actually went through his loadout. So what I'm going to do is take a page from his book, I'm going to go through my loadout, tell you the reasons why I picked these things, and then you can take that loadout away with you, you can tinker with it yourselves, or you can actually run with it as it is, and give me some feedback, and together we can actually build some pretty solid classes with regards to individual weapons. So this week it's the turn of the Bear Stalker. So first things first, I picked the speedy body type because it's the smallest and the thinnest body type. And if you think about it, you want to be a hard target because you're using an accuracy weapon, and it's going to take you a while to get your aim in. So definitely a small body type would be hard to hit, and it's an advantage to you because basically you can hide away behind corners, you can clip as well, you can just poke your head out, and nobody's going to be able to really see you or get a lock on you. Now with regards to the Bear Stalker, I stuck with the default scope. Now there's two reasons for this. One, it helps with long distance targets with the extra magnification it offers. But two, the BO sniffer really isn't that useful for an accuracy weapon, because if you think about it, you want to be keeping your distance, and the BO sniffer really only kicks in when they're coming towards you, and you don't want to get yourself into a firefight, simply because the Bear Stalker isn't meant for that. So yeah, definitely the scope in my opinion. My secondary was the Kingmaker with full auto conversion, simply because with that on you hold down the trigger, you can mop up a few kills after you put a few arrows into a couple of enemies. Now my support item was the motion sensor. Now I know what you're thinking, it's not because I'm a kill whore, it's nothing to do with that. Basically when I move from A to B, I need to make sure my back is covered. So by throwing that down when I land somewhere or before I move from somewhere, it allows me to see where the enemies are. But also it offers the opportunity for my teammates to get a few kills on those people that have been foolish enough to run straight in and try and get revenge on me because they get caught up in the moment, they're angry, they want to get their revenge kill. And so by throwing down a sensor, it gives teammates the opportunity to see where I've been and also get themselves into position to basically pick off those people. Now the final thing I want to talk about is my gadget, because I picked the grapple gun, and the reason I did this is again going back to the speedy body type. It makes you hard to hit, so using the much smaller body type, zipping about nice and high, people just can't get a lock on you, you're too small and too quick. And I know a lot of people say use the ninja smoke bombs instead, but what with the humming it makes when you use it, the distorted waviness, and also the fact that you're still on the ground, so even the most accidental of shots by the enemy will take you out, it still leaves you a pretty big target in my opinion, so I'd much rather be up high in the sky than down low on the ground. But that's my King of the Bears loadout anyway. So take it away, give it a go yourself, let me know if it works, let me know if you change anything, and maybe later in the week or next week we can do a little update video on the class itself, let you know of any changes and just really how it works. So in closing out, I just want to talk about me and my channel for a few minutes. Now don't worry, it's not an ego trip, in fact that's probably the point I want to make, but before I get onto that, big thanks to Red for last week for covering for me. Me and him couldn't be any different in our commentary styles, but for him to volunteer and actually cover for me, absolutely fantastic, he's a good egg. And you know, like I say, we've got completely different styles. His is more like this, whereas mine is more like this. But different styles aside, what he said in the video really hit home. He was saying like how I keep myself to myself, I'm not on Twitter much, or at least I don't publicise it so much. You know, I don't go on the forums and post that often. And at heart, I just do this because I love playing GCI. And that's exactly it. That's what my channel has all been about. I put out stuff that I love playing, like commentating over. And if people like it and subscribe to my channel, it's great. To me, it seems more a coincidence, but I've never been one for accepting praise. But it's really appreciated. I mean, you look at the numbers now. Before it was like 110 before I left. I've come back, I'm nearly at 200. And I know a lot of people have probably come over from Red because he sent them over, but again, it's really appreciated, and I just hope I can still keep you all engaged and entertained. But what Red's video did, is it made me realise just how modest I am with my channel. Now at heart, I'm a very modest person. My attitude to stuff has always been, get it done, and it's out the way. You know, if any praise or anything comes because of it, I accept it, but I never take it to heart, you know what I mean? It's more feedback than it is a compliment. But recently, more and more have people come up and said, look, you got really good content, I can't believe you haven't got more subs, or like, your videos are really good, why don't you post them on the forums? And I've always been sort of reserved about it, because I don't want to feel like I'm whoring myself out. You know, I'm not a big attention seeker. If people see my stuff, that's great. I've always been under the influence that if they stumble across it, that's great. Whereas if I put myself out there, I just feel like I've lost sort of merit by doing it. And to this day, I still know it's a really fine line to walk. And I was talking about this on the thread, but then one of the members on the forum called Crosshorse3 put this in the thread. False pride is bad, but pride in what you've done well in is just being honest. And it kind of hit home that. I suppose it's time for me to stop being so modest and just take pride in my work, I suppose. So I'll probably be on the forums a lot more now, posting my videos, things like that. I'll link my Twitter in my videos now so people can follow me on Twitter. I'm going to avoid doing an inevitable Zack Ryder reference. But yeah, hopefully I can just keep you all engaged and maybe reach out to a few more people. Hopefully, anyway. But I'm going to close this video out now. Thanks for watching, everybody. It's a long one. I do apologise, but I hope you've enjoyed the gameplay and the commentary. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. But of course, you know the drill by now, people, don't you? Keep up the GGs, and I shall see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves.